Rosie, and today I'm going to do the Disney book tag. This tag was originally created by Catty-tastic. I shall leave the link to the original video in the description below. I wasn't tagged in this tag, but I love Disney and I just thought it seemed like such a fun tag to do, so why not? First question is the Little Mermaid, a character who is out of their element. A fish out of water, if you will. For this, I decided to go with Isla from Clan of the Cave Bear. I chose this because Isla is an orphan who was adopted by a clan of Neanderthals. However, she is not a Neanderthal herself, so she's not really amongst her people and they do treat her differently as a result, which is why I chose her for this question, since it's about her trying to fit in with this clan of Neanderthals. She doesn't really fit in, so she's a fish out of water, the ugly duckling, whatever. The next question is Cinderella, a character who goes through a major transformation. For this question, I've gone with both Colin and Mary from The Secret Garden. Both characters in this book go through massive transformations, from being very selfish, arrogant children, so essentially becoming better people. Especially with Colin, he ends up developing a lot of strength, and it's just really nice to read the transformations and see how they happen, and it's quite inspirational as well. Question number 3 is Snow White, a book with an eclectic cast of characters. I had a lot of options for this. It was quite difficult to decide which one I thought would suit it best, but in the end I decided to go with the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. There's so many different characters in here, each with their own culture and backstory, and it's just a great mix, and you get loads of different point of views as well, which just makes it even more exciting, and I really wish Winds of Winter would hurry up and be released. I then have Sleeping Beauty, a book that put you to sleep. I had another trouble with this as well because I don't often read books that I probably won't enjoy, but for this one I went with A Girl with a Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I feel really bad saying this, but I really struggled to get into this book. I finished it, but while the ending picks up, I got so bored reading it from the beginning. It goes on, it's so slow to start. I feel bad, I probably won't be reading the next ones. I may try this one again and see if I like it more, but otherwise it did send me to sleep. I then have The Lion King, my favourite Disney movie, a character who had something traumatic happen to them in childhood. This one had so many options as well, simply because it's quite a popular thing to have a character have a traumatic event in their childhood. For this one I went with The Shock of the Fall. The main character's brother dies when the main character's a child, and the whole book is about him trying to accept that, so I think this is probably the best option for this question, and this is just a fantastic book about mental illness and grief, and it is fabulously well written. If you have not read The Shock of the Fall, please do. It's definitely one that has to be read. Next question, Beauty and the Beast. This is a beast of a book, a big book that you are intimidated by, but found the story to be beautiful. I haven't got the book with me because it's at university at the moment. For this one I went with Priestess of the White by Trudy Canavan. It's over 700 pages long, but I just loved it so much. First book of Trudy Canavan's that I've read, and it's probably propelled her to one of my favourite authors. The story is beautifully written, so many good characters and world building, and I just really enjoyed it. Aladdin, a character who gets their wish granted, for better or for worse. For this question I decided to go with Dancing Shoes by Noel Streatfeild. In this book, Rachel wants her sister to go to ballet school and be a professional ballet dancer. In the end, she gets her wish for her sister to go to ballet school. However, as a result, she herself is forced to learn ballet and dance, and it's not proper ballet because there's other dancing involved as well, for example tap, and this book is about them at this school learning the different types of dance and lots of character development, and while it's not quite what she wished for, I think it ended up turning out for the best, and it's just a great children's book. Then we have Mulan, a character who pretends to be someone or something that they are not. For this question I chose Gwynna from Here Lies Arthur. This is a retelling of the legends of King Arthur, and in it Gwynna is a young orphan girl who winds up having to pretend to be a boy, as well as Muradin's, the Merlin character's apprentice, as he kind of acts as the PR agent for Arthur. This book explains the legends in a way that doesn't include magic. It shows how the legends could have been created. It's also Arthur himself who's pretending to be someone he's not, so this book does fall into the category quite well. Then I have Toy Story, a book with characters who wish would come to life. I have so many options for this. I did not know which book to pick. Like literally any book on this shelf, I wish the characters would come to life. Okay, I'm gonna go with City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, because it would just be so cool for the Shadowhunter world to be real and all these different characters to be real, and I'd just love to meet Magnus Bane. Like, who wouldn't want to meet Magnus Bane? City of Bones, essentially because I want to meet Magnus Bane, and Shadowhunters being real would just be really cool and awesome. The last question is Disney Descendants. Your favourite villain or morally ambiguous character? I'm going to go with a really reflective cover, The Many-Coloured Land by Julian May. Well, essentially this whole series. My favourite character in this is Aiken Drum, and throughout the series you never quite know where he stands in terms of morals, allegiances. He's just an incredibly confusing character, but he's also really charismatic and really cool, and I just really enjoy reading about him. So complex and you don't quite know what he's going to do next, so he's probably my favourite morally ambiguous character. I wouldn't necessarily call him a villain. Like all the characters in here, it's hard to tell who the villain's supposed to be. It's just a great book, and Aiken Drum is probably the most morally ambiguous character I can think of right now. In terms of villains, I would probably go with Voldemort, because he was the villain of my childhood. Yeah, those are the questions. I'll put them down below if you want to do it. I'm not going to tag anyone in particular. If you want to do this tag, I've tagged you. Quite fun, and especially if you love Disney. Until next time, goodbye.